They do move in herds. What? This group, commonly referred to as the Dinobots, were crafted by Wheeljack, inspired by the sheer power of massive prehistoric beasts. Slow and ignorant with a knack of dismissing orders, Grimlock considers himself to be the top of his own hierarchy, and doesn't need to listen to Optimus Prime or his crew. But when allied with a common interest, or when it comes to doing the right thing, the Dinobots will stomp on the plans of the Decepticons with incredible force, not to mention their fire breath and mumble jumble. Power of the Primes brings the old team back together with the promise of a full official combiner. Before we take a look at that, let's take a look at the group together. Here they are together after so long, with classics and False Cybertron Grimlock giving us false hope. The group has dug up from the past thanks to a combination gimmick completing the set. Even Slash comes in for moral support, but nothing for Scorn. On the one hand, with Power of the Primes continuing the combination gimmick, it sets the perfect seed to bring 5 distinct brute warriors to the table. On the other hand, they're pretty flawed. Dino forms seem to hold up better in comparison to their other modes, but maybe I'm just ecstatic seeing Generation's Dinobots in one view. Sure, they're slow, chaotic, and refuse to take orders, probably not the cleanest individuals. What do you want? Ah, yes! I see what you mean. I would have also liked to see these in the larger scale. However, considering their similarities, I'm not sure if Hasbro thought kids would even bother with the set, mainly the 3 round boys. But a certain combination seemed to have done the trick. I guess they clean up alright until you look at the deformed tail and legs of Grimlock. Their animalistic forms blend well with their colors while still allowing their own personalities. Standouts being Grimlock, Swoop, and the new lady Slash. I'm sure everyone has a favorite with the originals, and their shapes definitely provoke that originality. If you think Grimlock gets the worst of it, well, we can fix that. It's the perfect crime! Swoop, keep your head up. Jeez. Dinobots, roar! You know, separate they look decent. Even Snarl needs some love. Did I get the name right this time? But man, there's something of a world with these creatures. Even with their fire-breathing technology, thanks Wheeljack, you can plug their weapons on them. Some look crazy lame, some wield just fine, and most are just slap it on. Would you put these in a cage or out in the jungle? Either way, I'm not gonna be the guy cleaning their mess, so let's go to the robots. Grimlock face reveal, not clickbait. Smash that merch store. Again, there's something right about the hashtag squad coming back together. Megatron's in for another pounding if he decides to take someone's lunch money. However, the weaker quality is disappointing. Half of them have this uneasy feel and somewhat loose quality that's disappointing even for a Hasbro product. Snarl's cracked shoulders with the Fruit of the Loom mascot torso, and Swoop's just Swoop. Just damn, this thing is lame, and Swoop is generally my absolute favorite. Taking into account their essential base design is typical for a combiner figure of the line. That doesn't stop the Dinobots from bringing iconic flares. Snarl's plates, Swoop's beak chest and sharp wings, Slug's head within the head, Sludge's wings, and Grimlock just being Grimlock. You see that head? That's Grimlock, yep, and it feels right. Even Slash steps up, bringing in that warrior spirit. Doesn't break or ruin anything, just adds to the table if optional. Plus, she's too cute to pass up. Treat her like a god! Give her many grapes! Basically, I'm not amazed with these. Either they're pretty subpar or disappointing. Slug and Sludge are mostly fine, and I guess Grimlock is alright. Snarl is just depressed, and Swoop is so freaking weak! If you think I want the Selects version, probably. Setting the band together is when they absolutely put a smile on my face. I feel empowered having these legendary figures stand to defeat the scum of the universe, and all before the streetlights turn on. But let's get to the point of all this, and mash this all together to make a beast! No, not that, the other beast. This'll be good. ago, dinosaurs roamed the world until they died off and became oil, which became plastic, and it all comes back around. Volcanicus may not have original roots from Generation 1, but the idea has been looked at in comic form, and if counted, third-party products. Usually there's either a monstrous deformity or sturdy warrior design, but this just comes off as an awkward form from the torso. Everyone has a part to play in their time to shine, with Snarl's spiked legs, Swoop's wings, Slug's head, Sludge's judgmental stare on top of a stick, and Grimlock's head. But I totally admire the original King's head, bringing the warrior spirit with Kickback's forehead as a crown, and also horns. I do admire some of the choices made. Grimlock's dino head as the centerpiece, the animalistic toes, knuckle spikes, and high turbine nipples. I have the set configured to match the instructions and promo art, but any arm can be a leg, or any leg can be an arm, or any arm can be a leg, or any leg can be an arm, or any arm can be a leg, or any leg can be an arm, or any arm can be an arm, or any leg can be a leg, or any leg can be a dinosaur, or any dinosaur can be a robot, or any robot can be a leg, and here's an image of a plane. Let me just give you an idea of the presence of this thing. That scene in Jurassic Park where the T-Rex comes in with a thunderous roar and you feel the sheer power. That was cool. Oh, by the way, this is awkward. The mid-torso seems way too thin, the legs might seem awkward, but they can be adjusted to your liking. Also, the shoulders are pitiful. Move the arms and these components and tabs can slip out. I suggest keeping the hands out for support. I'm going to bring up, while I'm using the official combination, Swoop as an arm completely ruins the posability. This lower arm is a dumpster fire. One touch and how is everything on fire? The tabs can't be trusted. You could wrap it with a rubber band or lock it with another hand, but that's cheating. And I'm not a pumpkin eater. Did someone say articulation? Head rotates, shoulders forward and back, out and in, rotation below, double elbow, hands rotate, fingers and thumbs, waist rotation, hips out and in, forward and back, rotation on the hips, rotation below, knee bend, rotating foot, and foot tilt. Posability is fine if the knees don't give, hips don't give, waist doesn't become a loose floppy fish, and Swoop sucks. Speaking of the waist, whee! Can I just do what the films did and swap Swoop out for Strafe? Yes, that's a wide, boy. Look at how wide. Let me see. Yep, wide. Thankfully, you can mod this without upgrade kits that I'm not planning on buying, so please stop asking. You can take the Combiner Enigma, put it in the Dino mouth, and pretend it's something. Also, you can use the Prime Armor as the heels, or use it to fill the chest. Now that's a little more superior. I could also add the guns to the torso, and maybe use the swords as daggers or bonus spikes on the back. Did you think we'd forget about Slash? Well, Hasbro did. Look around, there's plenty of fan modifications to add Slash to the set. I personally hooked the hands in and configure her to form the back. It even gives him a little tail. Adorable. What's with the elephant crotch? It's weird. I'm awkward. You can add Titan or Prime Masters to the feet and uncover these to replace, but why? I think he just needs a sword. Follow Septron Grimlock, can I borrow? Just keep it, we don't need it, not with blast nipples. The Dinobots are something I wanted for a long time in Generations, and while I'm glad we have them in the line, I can't say I'm impressed. Their iconic stance is still great in its idea, but the execution of the Combiner is certainly not the best. I credit them for taking some twist, but I think this needs to go back to the drawing board. However, without it, these probably wouldn't have been released at this point, and it could go against another beastie Combiner in the line. Not really amazing, but I wouldn't argue its existence, as again, the idea is great. Someone get Sam Neill! They're emerging and taking huge dumps!